you down. When I fall off, it be a while I'm putting you down. When I fall off, it be a while I'm putting you down. Put you down, put you down, put you down.
What's up, y'all? This one just Leland. Go back.
Keep going.
Okay.
If you mess up,
Just start. All right. What's up, y'all?
In between,
I got you. All right. What's up, y'all? This one just Leland. If y'all on the go, listen to our audio. Puttinyadown.show. Once again, you're on the go, listen to the audio. Puttinyadown.show.
Puttinyadown podcast, the only podcast with a Y. It's the big fella boss named Big. We at the podcast summit. I got a guest in the building right now. Talk to him.
Hey man, how y'all doing, man? It's your boy DRE Dennis, aka the Chop God. I appreciate Puttinyadown podcast for having me on this platform. It's a blessed day, man. We're gonna give out some game, and I hope that somebody out there that's looking to be an entrepreneur get their game started today. And today is the right time.
Yes, sir. Today is never late, man. So tell them, you say you're finna start a podcast. What's the name of the podcast?
So my podcast is actually called Chop It Up.
Chop
You know what I'm
It
saying?
Up,
I'm
okay.
actually in the being at this summit though made me actually want to rebrand it and put some keywords in my podcast name. So I might actually change my name, but right now it's called Chop It Up because in the midst of the podcast you get a haircut, and upon getting a haircut we're chopping it up both ways. You getting a haircut, chopping it up, and then we conversation, chopping it up. But what we're talking about is actually getting your entrepreneur started early. You know what I'm saying? So I know 14, 15-year-olds, 6 figures, 7 figures.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like the time is now. There's not no better time than to be alive right now. I don't want no excuses. I just want to give you some game. You know what I'm saying? Give you a little bit of my struggle.
Definitely.
And I talked to a lot of people that put me down. So I'm glad to be on Puttinyadown podcast
sure.
because that's what I do as a connector. As I get the game, I put the people down around me.
That's what it's about, passing knowledge, man. You can't soak it all up and not give none
Come
out,
on, man. Each one teach one.
You feel me? That's the only way we go win, though. You
Yes,
say you
sir.
coming from Atlanta, too, right?
Atlanta, Georgia, man.
Hey,
I'm on the
man.
south side, Shannon Parkway, man. 6740 Shannon Parkway, Centric Barber Lounge. You know what I'm saying?
Centric Barber Lounge, man. Y'all tap in, man. So what brought you down to Miami, though?
I'm down here at the podcast summit, David Shan's podcast summit. Again, I'm just getting more knowledge on my field of podcasting. You know what I'm saying? I'm 16 episodes in on my podcast, but I wanted to make sure that what I was doing, I was going in the right direction and learn from somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Instead of me going trial and error, I want to go and pay for someone's time that's already did this so I can minimize my error.
Oh, man. That's brilliant right there, man.
Yeah.
So you said it's chop it up, man.
Yeah.
So what would you consider your what can I say? Your difficulties in the podcast.
Oh man, my difficulties is I would say is just making sure that the client is comfortable with me going on all aspects. Cause I like to keep it raw. I like to keep it real. Nothing is scripted. You know what I'm saying? So on a regular day, if I'm just cutting your hair, keep it the same way.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like don't fabricate nothing. Don't sugarcoat nothing just because the camera on. Or don't let, you know what I'm saying? Don't let me not go there just because the camera on. You know what I'm saying? So like a couple times I done had instances where it's like, I know we done talked about something before, and then I cut the camera on, and then he give me a different answer. And I'm like, man, bro.
That ain't you.
I wanted you to go where we went last week when we was talking about it in the barbershop on regularness.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? But then we came in here with the camera on the scheduled date, and then you sugarcoat the answer all the way down, and then it had me stuck because I'm like, damn, bro, that ain't what you told me last week, bro. Like, you just gave me the fabricated answer.
For
like,
sure.
I don't want my people to have the fabricated nothing.
For sure.
So
I like that. I like that. I had so many questions. It's just so much. It's just so much going in my head right now at one time.
man, it's all good, bro.
we
We
was just
got time.
we just bumped shoulders downstairs, and you said just last year, if you wouldn't have told me, I want to know you wasn't walking. So how did you get in that situation, and how did you get out of that situation?
Man, God.
Okay.
God is the greatest. So I was in a near fatal car accident on Christmas Eve. I was going to Nashville to pick up my beautiful daughter. She's here in the room right now, Essence. So long story short, before she moved with me, we used to rotate holidays, and it was my time to spend my Christmas with her. And so it was the 23rd, and I was supposed to go get her that day a little earlier, but ended up working late. got done. It was around about 11 o'clock. So going into Christmas Eve, I get home at like 12, and I'm already tired. But I'm like, nah, I should have went and got her earlier today. You know what I'm saying? On the 23rd, I was like, nah, I'm gonna go right now. It's like 12:30 at night on Christmas Eve. You know what I'm saying? And my girlfriend at the time, bless her soul, she was being a servant and lovable person that she always is. She like, you tired, I'm gonna drive. You know what I'm saying? You've been working 10, 12 hours today, I'm gonna drive. And I was like, I respect that. So we got in the car. I said my prayer. I'm very spiritual, very big ups to God. You know, I wouldn't be here without him today.
Amen.
And I said a prayer. I said, Lord, I want you to just, first of all, thank you for waking me up today. But as we get ready to get on this road, I ask that you cover this vehicle, order our steps, clear our mind, and make sure that we make it home back here safely, and make sure I bring back my daughter in good graces. And we're going to spend this Christmas in your best interest at heart, Lord. But in all, just continue to just look over our travel as we get on this road. Amen. And that was the last thing I remember. I went to sleep immediately because I was tired. I had been standing. I'm a barber. I've been standing up since like 8 that morning. So long story short, we never made it to the highway. A dude ran the red light, and he hit the passenger side. So I'm in the car, sleep, laid back, because I'm tired. That's why the doctor said that's probably another reason that helped me survive. I'm laid flat back, and the car ran the red light and hit me just like this. T-bone. And I took all the impact. I broke everything on my right side. I woke up in the hospital 2 days later on the 26th. When I woke up, I had a mask on me. I didn't know where the hell I was at. I was just delirious. It felt like I was waking up on a regular day, like I'm missing something. Mm-hmm. And I took the mask off, and then they was like, sir, put the mask back on. If you take the mask off too long, you'll die. Like, your lung is collapsed. You cannot breathe on your own. Like, put that mask back on. Wow. So I put the mask back on. Then the doctor came in and rolled everything on me. He like, sir, you was in a crazy car accident. I'm glad that you just came to. We was praying for you. Like, but here's the scenario. You got a crushed diaphragm. I couldn't speak. The diaphragm is where your voice comes from. I had a liver laceration, level 5. It bled out. So that's what made me go unconscious. From there, I broke all the ribs on my right side. I also punctured the right lung. So, again, you got one lung. It's hard to breathe. It's hard to speak. Diaphragm crushed. My hip and my tailbone was broken half.
Wow.
That's why I couldn't walk. From there, I had a bruised shoulder. And, yeah, man, it was crazy. Oh, and my left eye, whatever hit me on my left eye was partially closed for like 4 months.
Wow.
Yeah, man. So
that's a blessing to have you here, man. Go ahead and clap that up, man.
Hey, man.
That's
big ups to God, man.
That's a beautiful thing.
But to kudos to that moment with God, man, like, I had so many gifts in that car to go get my daughter, and I took one vital lesson. Like, I was rushing to get to her to make sure that she had all her presents. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't about the presence or the material things. It was about my presence in it. Because when I woke up and I seen that car, if I show y'all a picture of that car, y'all not going to believe it. But the only thing that survived with that car was a picture she had drew me, colored it, and it said, I love you, Dad, and a Nintendo Switch.
Hey, that's almighty right there. That ain't nothing but almighty, bro. That's hard, bro.
I'm saying.
That's a blessing. So jumping into the barber stuff,
yeah.
What got you started?
Man, I've always been a visionary. I used to draw when I was little, so I know what a haircut was supposed to look like. And me and my little brother, we used to basically get messed up. Honestly, we used to get fucked up, bro.
Did Pops cut it?
Nah, Pops was in jail 17 years. He ain't cut shit. But we used to go to this dude in the back of the apartments, or when we had some money, we went to the barbershop. Mm-hmm. But long story short, me being a visionary, knowing what a haircut looked like, I'm like, this ain't it. Like, and then other days, my mama would cut out hair, and when I became a real barber, I realized she didn't have no clippers. All she had was trimmers. And she used to try to give us a bald fade or, even all over us. But literally with the trimmers, all you could do is go bald. Skint. So our shit was little bill with patches. You know what I'm saying? So I got tired of that shit, bro. Like, my mama just was skinning us down. She wasn't even brushing the hair off. It was hair jammed in the clippers. Nigga had patches all over the shit. Like, I got some pictures from a school picture one when I was in like 3rd grade. And I seen my haircut when that picture came back. And I said, nah, this ain't
Never
it.
Again.
This ain't it, boy. So Man, wasn't no fade. Man,
It was straight off, skint
You
ball.
know what I'm saying? So when I was about 10, I went and got some clippers out. My grandma had gave my mama some clippers, like some old brown clippers. I remember she like, boy, use these. Like, I think these would be better. I went and got those clippers, and my mama was at work, and I cut my little brother hair, and I said, look, if it's good, my mama give us a compliment, I'm gonna tell her I did it. I said, if it's bad, I'm gonna say Ike in the back did it, cause he been messing us up anyway. So I'm gonna give that nigga the credit if the shit fucked up. So my mama came home from work tired, and she was like, "Oh shit, y'all went and got a haircut? That's what's up. Y'all saving me some time. Like, oh, and it's neat. Oh man, he took his time." And right then I was like, "Nah, ma, I did this." And she like, "Boy, quit playing." I'm like, "Nah, ma, I know how to draw and I know how to cut grass. I just made it even, like I was cutting grass. Like
That makes sense.
like I can do this." And she was like, "I'm about to call Ike." And she called him, and she was like, "Did my sons come around there and get a haircut?" And he was like, "No, ma'am." And she was like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna call you back." And she was like, "You really did do this?" I'm like, "Yeah, ma, I can draw. Like, it's just like drawing and cutting grass to me for real. Like, I can see what I'm doing." And she was like, "You got a talent." And then she went and bought me some real clippers. I ain't never looked back. After that I think that second week, I had like 15 little kids in my mama's apartment. And,
Sheesh.
and she was like, "Look, all y'all badass little boy, get your ass outside. Like, only one coming in at a time. Y'all on my couch. Y'all drinking all my Kool-Aid. Y'all in my refrigerator. Like, get y'all ass outside." So we had like this little platform, like a square by the front door. That was a laminate, and everything else was carpet. So I had a bar stool right there, and I would cut right there on that laminate, and then the next person would sit down on the sofa, and everybody else had to wait outside under the steps or under the breezeway.
That's hard.
Man, we was running $5
$5 for
haircut.
supporting it from way back when,
Man,
though.
what?
That's all you need is some support, though.
You know what I'm telling you?
For sure. So being an entrepreneur in the barber field, like what's some pros and cons that you can give to people?
Man, the pros, I'm gonna say, is like, if you got an idea and you passionate about it and that's your vision and you see it, go for it. Like, you know, cause only you got it. This wasn't nothing that was shared with everybody. God gave you that vision cause God is within us.
Sure.
So he spoke to you in a certain way and showed you something. He couldn't show it to everybody else. Cause literally, like I said, my pops was in prison, so I went and talked to my pops on one visitation. I was like, "Man, I'm gonna be a celebrity barber. I'm gonna be real famous, and I'm gonna cut all these big names." And he looked at me like, "Boy, ain't no money in barbering. Go be a banker or something. Go make sure you get your grades together, man. Play football or something." And I was like, "Nah, when I play football though, I'm gonna make it to the pros, and I'm still gonna cut hair. I'm gonna show all my teammates how fine of a barber I am."
For sure.
And he laughed me out like, "Bro, ain't no money in barbering. Like, you gonna work for $7-10 an hour? Like, that ain't shit." And it's just like I took that little piece as I was getting older to like show him.
For sure.
Like, bro, I do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, without no support, I just had to like stand on mine because I knew I had that vision. And I went off to Tennessee State, middle school. I mean, even from middle school, high school, going to Tennessee State, I always cut hair.
That's hard. So your clientele, like how was your approach? You was letting people know, you showing them pictures, or you just tried it out on somebody at school, then they word of mouth?
My first approach was just giving it away for free.
Okay.
Like, I took all the kids I knew and I just gave it away for free. And I was like, "Shit, if y'all come back, then y'all got to pay me." I still use that approach to the day sometimes. Like, when somebody look at me and they don't think I'm a barber and I don't feel like pulling out my Instagram or something, because I like to just engage with you. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to pull out my Instagram and show you Young Thug, Cam Newton, Italy Chopper and all that. I want to just see if I can talk to you and get you to sit down. You know what I'm saying? And I be like, "Shit, bro, I cut you for free. It's going to be one of the best haircuts you ever had in your life."
For sure.
And then, you know what I'm saying? That's how I started, like, just putting it out there. And then if they didn't take it, you know, I'm cool with a no. Because I used to work at a bank, and I did go work at a bank like my father asked. You know what I'm saying? Like, he told me to be a banker, so I like, shit,
Tried
man,
it out.
I put the clippers down, went to work at a bank, managed the bank for like 3 years, but I was still cutting my coworkers after the bank. Like, bro, I think I do good at banking. Like, I'm a fire-ass barber. Like, when we get done with work, come get a haircut. You know what I'm saying? So that just stayed in me. You know what I'm saying? So, but my approach was just, I'm a people person. And I want to basically put you down on what I can do. I might offer for free. If not, I'm going to always market and sell myself by showing my work. Even when I got to Tennessee State, my freshman year in college, I put up 1,000 flyers on every pole on campus. You know what I'm saying? ATL Barber, called this number. I had like 6 pictures.
For sure.
And I was the most booked up barber on Tennessee State campus. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody was going to that ATL barber between 2009 and 2011. I cut everybody on Tennessee State campus, and I think that gave me my confidence when I got back home. Like, oh, you can do this, bro. Like I made my first $1,000 in a day at TSU.
That's hard.
You know what I'm saying? I was charging like $20. You know what I'm saying? So you got to think about how many people I cut in one day. You know what I'm saying? They make $1,000 back then, probably 50 something. But we, you know what I'm saying, charging young dudes $20 then. If they had a little extra, they'd give me an extra $5, or they might smoke with me or something. You know what I'm saying? But I'm looking like, damn, bro, I really made this much off my hands. You know what I'm saying? So that what just kept me enticed too. Like, okay, you on to something.
For sure. Think that's your calling, or is it more so your passion?
It was my passion and my calling, because I think in a sense, like I bring a lot of people together that wasn't able to get in the same room. You know what I'm saying? Because if you see certain people and you like, damn, they all got the same barber, and then you see a connection they may happen later on in life, and you be like, oh, you connect the dots. Like I'm a connector. Like I can put this person to that person together, because I might cut y'all hair, but I hear, oh, bro, you in this field, and I cut this person in this field. Oh, let me put y'all together.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know it's beneficial, even if I'm not inside that benefit. Let me just put y'all together. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what I like to do with the youth too. You know what I'm saying? As I get these stories and I get these testimonies, I like to go back to the high schools and tell these young dudes like, hey, it's possible.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? I know a dude making $200,000 a week doing this. I know a YouTuber, he's making $15K a month doing this. You know what I'm saying? I just had a conversation with a guy doing real estate, and he made $250,000 this month off selling his class. You know what I'm saying? So don't look at this opportunity where you at right now in high school and think it's over with. Because I've also had people come around me that wanted to commit suicide when I was in high school. You know what I'm saying? I had little thoughts of that, but when I went to college, a dude who was a well-known receiver, he basically didn't know how to transition from not making it to the pros to like putting dress shoes on. And so when I got from college, I went into banking. And then he like, hey man, how the hell did you do it, bro? Like I've been the #1 player my whole life. All I did was wear flip-flops, gym socks, and basketball shorts. Now I'm a nobody, and nobody know me, and I got to start over. So, you know what I'm saying? Hearing these type stories and people really want to commit suicide, I like to tell people like, bro, keep going.
Sure.
Like this is just another chapter. You know what I'm saying? Then I fast forward 10 plus years, I had a barber student. You know what I'm saying? He was getting it, but he wasn't getting it as fast as he wanted to. And he was young. He was like 17. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'd rather talk to the youth because they'll pick it up faster. So fast forward, when I'm talking and training him, a year in, he thought his life was in shambles. You know what I'm saying? He didn't go to college. He's about to graduate, and he was failing, not making it. Long story short, his mom was ridiculing him and basically making him feel like his world was ending.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then he tied a noose around his neck and was about to get out, hang himself on a shower rod. Wow. Me, I'm always a jokester. So when he called me, I'm like, bro, you better make sure that shower rod's strong or you ain't gonna fall and break your neck. And so he like, man, leave me alone, man. I'm about to check out. I'm like, bro, where you at, bro? I'm on the way.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So I pull up, you know what I'm saying? He crying. We both cried it out. And I'm like, bro, that's it. This ain't it, bro. Like, keep going, bro. You might think it's over with right now, but this ain't the end. Like, just keep going. So I think that's more of my calling. Like, when inside of these haircuts, I'm still meeting actual genuine people that need help, that need healing. And, you know, me going through so many struggles, shit, I can help. You know what I'm saying? If I can, if I can't, I'm still going to offer some piece of help, you know? So that's what I think, you know, more so comes with barbering. Like, it's not just about the haircut. It's about the camaraderie of people that I meet and, you know what I'm saying, the conversation aspect.
Dig that.
Yeah.
All right, so bet we got a segment on our show called Put Up or Put Down. So put up, either I'm going to ask you a question, you put up, you put up with it. Put down, you gonna put us down on why you putting down with it.
I bet.
All right, cool. So bet. Put up, put down. The process of cutting or the aftermath?
The process of cutting or the aftermath. Okay.
Which one you put up with? Which one?
I put up with the aftermath.
Okay.
I can put you down on the process of cutting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I love the process. I'm a barber coach, so I love to go through the process and let people know what's going on. And, you know what I'm saying, people that want to turn this into a career, I can show you that. So I'm gonna put you down on the process. I put up with the aftermath with all the clients and the rushing and everybody got emergency. They got somewhere to go and just the BS that come with it too, because everybody's a diva. And when they get to you, they think they're a celebrity, and you know what I'm saying. Then when you expand or scale your business, and they get a call from an assistant or assistant pick up the phone, they like, nah, I want to talk to Dre. Like,
he ain't available.
You're not available, bro. He's
that.
actually in such and such doing this. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so I put up with that, but I put you down on the process.
Did that. So we ain't gonna hold too much more of your time, man. You got any gems you want to leave for the people? Man,
gyms, I got plenty of gyms.
Drop a few on them, then.
Man, the first gym to anybody listening, I'm gonna tell you to go for it. Go for it, 100%. Like, if you don't bet on yourself, nobody else will. You're gonna be your biggest supporter. Don't worry about it. Your mama will support you, your dad support you. Go for it. Next is integrity. You know what I'm saying? Keeping your integrity good, because there's so many serendipitous moments out here where, like, you might have energy on something that you did 10 years prior that come back around, I would say 10 years later.
For sure.
So I got a prime example. When I was a bank manager, I hired this gay dude, and everybody in the game in my field told me not to hire him because they was homophobic type shit, and they thought he was gonna mess up the mode of the banking where we was at the branch. So long story short, I hired him because he was the best man for the position. Statistically, the man could do his job. I didn't give a damn what he did outside of banking.
For sure.
He was great. So when I hired him, cool. You know what I'm saying? I understand you gay. I'm not gay, brother. You know what I'm saying? But we can coincide in this room to get this money.
Get a job.
You know what I'm saying? So I hired him, and everybody looked at me like crazy. Like, man, Dre hired a gay person, man. He's gonna mess up the moon. Blah, blah, blah. But we did. I worked with Buddy for almost a year and a half, and we took that branch to #1.
That's hard.
So when I left banking field, I got fired. But later on in life, fast forward 13 years, I'm at this restaurant, and I'm like 20 minutes past my reservation time. And the assistant manager, when I get there, he's an asshole that day because they booked. He like, nah, man, you late, man. Go on by. Like, you got to rebook. See what you can do in about 2 hours. I'm like, bro, it's a big day, man. I'm here with my family. I just need to get in this restaurant, bro. Like, if we go somewhere else, we're going to wait 2 hours. Like, it's not going to benefit today. Like, today is a special day for me. Mm-hmm. And he was like, nah, bro, I'm not having that, bro. Like, you got to move on. And so, again, me and my family started to turn around and leave. As I'm turning around and leave, all I hear is, Dre? And I'm like
that.
I'm looking like, who? I'm like, oh, what's up, bro? Like, it's buddy I hired
for sure
10 years ago. And he like, man, I'm the general manager, bro. This is my restaurant, man. Like, where you going? I'm like, oh, shit. Buddy said I couldn't come in because I'm 25 minutes. He like, man, where you want to sit at? And I'm like, shit, wherever you can fit me in, my family. Man, sit me right next to the DJ booth, walk me past the assistant manager. Then when I sit down, we taking shots at the DJ booth with my family and the dude. And the assistant manager come over like, can I help you anything? I'm like, nah, but don't even worry about it, bro.
Sure.
Like, it's already gone. But it's like, I treat everybody with respect, bro. Like, you never know when it's gonna come back. Like, and I've ordained certain meetings now that like come from when I was in middle school, high school, that's now benefiting people to this day when I'm 32 years old. So it's like all about integrity and how you treating people. Next, I would tell somebody, man, keep your credit together. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of dudes where I come from, they look for like a big name person or somebody to come save them because they don't have no money. They without. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't understand credit when I was younger because why nobody was talking about it. My mama wasn't talking about it. My grandma wasn't talking about it. They were talking about playing the lottery. You know what I'm saying? The lottery ain't credit.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? I got called the devil's child because I ain't want to give up no lottery numbers. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to give you 3 numbers. Like, why I got to give you 3 numbers? Because I had a dream last night about a 4, 5, and a 7. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to give you these numbers. Like, and then so I started making up numbers. But long story short, keep your credit good because if you don't have credit, you could build credit, and that's your initial funding. Sure. You know what I'm saying? Whether it might be your first card at $1,000 or your next card at $5,000, and then go on so forth and so forth. Keep building it to where you starting to get 10s, 20s. You know, like that is your investment. Sure. Like you don't have to wait on somebody to come save you. You can save yourself by just staying focused on what you need to stay focused on. And a lot of people lose focus because they're so hip to the fast money.
Mm-hmm.
But if you stay down 4 to 6 months, you can fix your credit and go to these banks and get some credit to now where you can invest in your own idea and just pay it back once your ideas start rolling over.
Did that. Hey, man, thank y'all for tuning to another episode of PYD on the podcast with a Y.
You know what I'm saying?
Putting you down.
And I appreciate y'all for having me, man. DRE DENNIS, a.k.a. Chop God, that's CHOPGOD _ on all platforms. Go follow my YouTube, my Instagram, my Twitter, my Facebook. There's a lot of hilarious stuff on there right now. I got a new episode with my Ray dropping this week. My Ray knocked me out last week, man. So if y'all listen to this episode, man, go watch my episode on Chop God on all platforms.
Yes, sir. And we gone. Like,
Put you down. When I fall off, it be a while I'm putting you down. When I fall off, it be a while I'm putting you down. Put you down. Put you down. Put you down.